Matt, it brings us to a segment called
CinemaWAR.
And the war, it works like this. Me and Matt, we're fighting on a topic. Don is playing judge and jury and tells the Jawheads who he thinks won the Cinema War. We're talking about prosthetics, makeup. We're talking about performances. Phil, tell the Jawheads at home what today's Cinema War topic is.
Today's Cinema War topic. What is the better prosthetics biopic performance of the last 2 years? Bale as Chaney or Gary Oldman as Churchill? Ryan, you've got Christian Bale's Chaney, and Matt, you've got Gary Oldman's Churchill. Let's peel the mask off this Cinema War and let it begin.
For the sake of this argument, Matt, Christian Bale is at a huge disadvantage because he's playing someone, Dick Chaney, who people know. Yes, we've seen black and white footage of Churchill, but his image is not as vivid in our minds as Dick Chaney. Yet, Bale pulled it off.
All right, first let me say Christian Bale is great as Dick Chaney in Vice, but he in no way compares to Oldman's Churchill. While we've yet to see who will win the Oscar this year, I doubt Bale will even be nominated for his performance. Oldman won Best Actor for his. Bale is good, not great.
Mannerisms, Matt. If I asked 100 people, they could not give me one specific mannerism of Winston Churchill. But we all know that Dick Cheney evil smirk. Christian Bale had his physical behavior down to a science. It was amazing to watch.
It occurs to me that this is Batman versus Commissioner Gordon. Speaking of characters, Oldman has played Sid Vicious, Beethoven, Lee Harvey Oswald, Elvis, the Devil, and Sirius freaking Black. While Bale's character acting has been rising, it still has a way to go to reach the heights of
We're talking
Oldman.
about only these two films, though, Matt.
All right.
Gary Oldman plays Churchill in The Darkest Hour. The movie took place over a short period of time. Christian Bale had to play Dick Cheney when he was a young drunk, when he was new to the White House, and when he had white hair, bald, and fat. The job was much harder and, frankly, more believable.
I don't know about that. And I know we're talking about the movies, but I have to mention this. The Bat voice. The worst choice in all of acting history, all caps, by the way, that phrase is all in capital letters, nearly ruined an otherwise perfect film in The Dark Knight. Next to Bat Nipples, the biggest mistake in the Bat screen legacy was an acting choice by Christian Bale. And I've yet to forgive him.
Why the hell are we talking about Batman here? Matt, if you asked me who I would cast
Talking about Christian Bale.
Okay, listen to this point, Matt.
Okay, go.
If you asked me who I would cast as Winston Churchill for The Darkest Hour and you let me have 50 choices, there is a good chance Gary Oldman would have been one of them. Ask me that same question and I guarantee you I do not name Christian Bale as one of my 50 choices to play Dick Cheney. It was a risky move that paid off. Bale, along with the other strong performances, are the reason to see Vice.
All right, that's weak. Hit it, Phil. Ryan, it's bonehead calls like this that cause a cinema war. But me and the Jawheads shall go on to the end. We shall fight you in France. We shall fight you in the theaters and on Netflix. We shall fight with growing confidence and growing strength at the concession stand. We shall defend our podcast, whatever the cost may be. We shall fight in the aisles. We shall fight in the seats. We shall fight in the fields and on the streets. We shall fight in the hills. We shall never surrender.
Holy shit, that was awesome.
That was amazing. Oh, that was great. We should have set up a camera. That was awesome.
Right, that's the behind-the-scenes content.
Oh, wow.
right.
I got tears in my eyes. Woo.
Right.
All right. We are button heads, as we always do.
Button more than heads at this point.
That was awesome. We throw it to our guest, our jury. Don,
Oh, my
what
gosh.
did you think of this Cinema War?
Despite how off-topic you got, distracting every possible thing in the world from where Christian Bale was going, how can I not be as swayed by the words of Churchill, adapted into the words of Matt in the same way that it turned out to be? No, honestly, yeah, I got to go with Gary Oldman here on this one. It's a better performance. It is a more historic figure, despite the history in the 70 years that have passed since Churchill's been around, but a more convincing thing in a more difficult position with larger stakes than just the vice president.
Wow.
Yep.
I was
Gary
going to
Oldman.
say, even if he picked me, I was going to have to defer to Matt's from that last
Right.
point.
Yeah.
We've been doing CinemaWAR a long time, and that was one of the better ones.
I went full send on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
It
committed.
earns you 20 seconds of jaw time to
Yeah.
rant and rave on whatever
Hey.
you want. And please do it in the Churchill voice.